It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm joined by the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the Jet, Kenny Smith. We'll watch the Miami Heat in this one as they go up against the Phoenix Suns out in Phoenix. Well, for the Suns, they're sitting at 500 over the last 10 games, kind of treading water. They'd really like to make a splash over the next few games. Guys, during the 2016 offseason, the Suns ownership wrote a letter to the fans acknowledging past mistakes, promising to deliver a winner moving forward. That's a pretty bold step, Shaq.
Yeah, some of the blame was being put on the players. Ownership also complained about how some of the players in the millennial generation can't deal with setbacks.
Yeah. Well, there's just some chemistry issues. When you can't win basketball games, a lot of times it's this chemistry, meaning that certain guys don't fit together. Don't mean that they can't fit in another place. And now you just need to figure out what that chemistry and what that mixture is on your team in Phoenix. You put it with the hot sun in Phoenix, Ernie. You put it in together, put it in a little jambalaya, put it together, and you got a great team.
Everyone is in their seat here in the arena as the Suns look to grab a hometown win in Phoenix. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brett Barry. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sidelines. Looking at the last game for the Phoenix Suns, it was a win against the Nets. That was a great come-from-behind win, too. They got down but kept their heads up and fought back to win it.
And boy, how they were able to come back in the fourth quarter of that game. Being down as much as they were made it a really special win.
And so the tip-off, it's Miami. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. Olynyk down low with Whiteside. Dragic and Waiters, they're the backcourt. And it's Richardson in at the three, the small forward. 5 to shoot. Waiters into the lane. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Waiters got the first points on the scoreboard for the Heat. Brent, one of the tougher things a franchise can go through is transitioning from one era to the next.
Well, the Heat have done a pretty good job, especially with how much incredible attention surrounded the big three that was formed down in Miami behind LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and their franchise player in Dwayne Wade. So most teams blow it up, and it takes 7 or 8 years to get back to any kind of prominence. But with Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley in the fold, the Heat have remained competitive and have some young players to build around.
And stolen by Whiteside. And it's the Heat on the break. Here's Dragic. Got a piece of it. Whiteside, good. And that replay presented by Under Armour, showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another Unleash Chaos moment. So it's Phoenix now. 6-point game. Now here's Ulis. He's guarded by Dragic. There's the pass to Warren. On the wing, Booker. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Chandler against Whiteside. Chandler's shot good.
Chandler skilled on the inside. Not many defenders are going to match up with his size down there.
Whiteside a screen. Waiters gets a wide open look. Offensive rebound. And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
The Heat shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
There are very few people in the league that put the type of fear in a shooter, especially when they draw close to the rim. Like Hassan Whiteside, gets to so many shots with his height, uses both arms to block shots, and he changes countless attempts around the rim.
Ulis can't get it to go.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Couldn't complete the play. And the defense is just not very aggressive. Definitely fortunate that the mid-range jumper did not find the bottom of the net that time.
And with Whiteside, certainly one of the preeminent shot blockers in the NBA, Brent does so without selling out for shots, too.
You think about a great shot blocker and maybe a guy that he's talked to a lot in Alonzo Mourning. Whiteside does a good job of staying down and waiting until the offensive player gets off his feet or releases the ball so that he can get up there and swat it away.
And the Suns miss again.
And 1 for 5 is a tough way to start the game, Kevin. They got to get it going.
And there's the call on Devin Booker. That's his first foul. And Olynyk kicks to Waiters. Outside Dragic. Here's the screen. Now the dish to Olynyk. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Chandler takes his defense seriously. That's what he gets paid for, utilizing his outstanding length to stifle shooters.
Now Dragic following the three-point attempt by Tyler Ulis. And Josh Jackson picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And here are the Heat now. And Waiters kicks to Dragic. Goes back up. And no good. The Suns go the other way with it. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Here's Warren. It's hauled in by the Heat. Whiteside's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Olynyk against Warren. Olynyk dishes to Dragic. In the corner, it's Richardson. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And you look for why they keep giving up buckets here, and their boxing out or lack of boxing out is really hurting them.
Ulis passes to Chandler. The feed to Booker. Kicks it to Ulis. Tries to snap the cold streak. Then Tidy gets the jumper to fall. Ulis has got his first points of the night.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
This is sort of the joust of the NBA where the aggressive player, more often than not, wins out.
Now here's Dragic. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
Well, Waiters and confidence, they go together pretty well.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And the wide open shot from Warren, off target from three-point range. The Heat leading by 9. Waiters outside to the wing on the left. Dragic kicks to Whiteside. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Raiders against Booker. Here's Chandler, and Chandler throws it down.
Well, Chandler's being aggressive right now on the glass. Does a terrific job staying active and collecting the rebound.
Miami's gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Waiters with the ball. Now guarded by Ulis. And it's Whiteside off the drive. And the jam by Whiteside.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Warren on the wing. Olynyk is covering. Olynyk against Warren. Clock at 6. Back to Chandler. Suns moving the ball around. Lets it fly from 18. Again, the miss by Booker.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Pass to Dragic. Right side a screen. Dragic kicks to Whiteside. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. And that's 13 points for Hassan Whiteside. And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. No doubt about it, some of the tremendous scorers at the two-guard spot. But, Brent, who are some of the best all-around shooting guards in the NBA right now?
I think Klay Thompson sets the standard for what it is that you want in a two-way player, both defensively, stepping up to the challenge and shutting down elite scorers, and then his incredible shooting ability. But there's a guy in Portland who's not far behind him, don't you think, Kevin, in that C.J. McCollum?
Yeah, McCollum is a rising player in that regard. I love the guys with the all-around game, and they're hard to find because it takes some sacrifice to play both ends hard. Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Jared Dudley's checked in for Jackson, and it's Brandon Knight in for Tyler Ulis.
And Whiteside gobbles up the close-range opportunities at the basket like he did there.
Now here's Knight. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he's also crafty with how he approaches it. Right there, he uses just the right move to lay it in. Well, after a strong season in 2016, Brandon Knight had a ton of trouble in 2017. His shot just wasn't there, and playing time was inconsistent. Big drop in playing time. We'll see if this year he can find a role that he's more comfortable in.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Adebayo is checked in for Whiteside. Rodney McGruder comes in for Dion Waiters. And it's Johnson in for Goran Dragic. And for Knight, in his struggles last year, Brent, the ball just wasn't dropping in for him as it usually does.
Yeah, tough to overcome some things maybe mentally, especially for Brandon Knight, who in his first few seasons basically was a starter. Ended up coming down to Phoenix and just 5 starts last year in the campaign. So mentally, maybe this offseason more important than what he does physically, Kevin.
Here's McGruder. Stats on him, he's averaging 9 points a game. Goes back up. He takes it up and lays it in. Adebayo's got his first 2 points.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing, the passion that they're playing with up and down the floor. Yeah, this is where you might elect to pass out of the slump rather than shoot out of it.
Johnson kicks to McGruder. Johnson dishes to Johnson. Feeds it to Winslow. Down low. Adebayo with the bucket. Adebayo's got his second bucket tonight.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Chandler is screen. Booker left side. Over in the corner, Dudley. Good. A nice assist from Booker. Dudley's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with Eric Spoelstra.
Well, Kevin, I asked him what the strategy was offensively, and he said, look, we want to avoid having to take so many outside shots. They want to exploit what he described as a mismatch inside. He said, we have the talent down low to make things very difficult on those guys. We're going to use it. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. The Heat leading by 11. And it's Magruder in the corner. They get the rebound. Adebayo. Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Dudley with a screen for Knight. Passes it to Dudley. He dishes it to Chandler. And he banks in the layup. Chandler's got 6 points.
Chandler's so good at finishing over defenders. Helps when the big guys keep the ball high.
Johnson kicks to Johnson. Johnson with a screen on Dudley. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And had the right idea there in calling for the screen, but he was just slow to get to the spot and didn't get set.
A lot of this is just poor effort right now. He knows what the timing of the play should be and gets a little lazy about what it could be.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Lenz checked in for Chandler. Bender comes in for Warren. And it's Marquise Chris in for Booker. And Miami with a change here too. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for James Johnson.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
And we'll examine here how the distribution has been between 3-pointers and 2-pointers tonight for the Heat.
And they've got really good balance here. I mean, the 3-ball hadn't been the strongest weapon today for them, but I'd say keep the dose just about the same. Don't change the recipe. When you've got that open shot, you got to take it.
Suns trail by 11. Outside Knight. Len with a screen on Johnson. Knight into the lane. And the dunk by Len.
Well, good court awareness that time from Brandon Knight. He's a creative guard who has a good feel for when his guys are open.
Johnson with it. In the loss to the Warriors the other night, definitely was not himself. Here's Olyneyk, and count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And the game plan is clear. Work the ball inside.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And to this point on the season, guys, 80% from the line. He's done a really good job.
Brett, when you played, you were able to score in a variety of ways. Which do you think you were better at, shooting off the catch or off the dribble?
There's no doubt that shooting off the catch, Kevin, was much easier for me. I love the fact that I could get my feet set, start to anticipate when the ball was coming, who the ball was coming from, and then establish my own rhythm for each of those opportunities to cast away at the rim.
I would think, though, you get rhythm by working off the dribble, too.
Yeah, sometimes you have to be able to do that, but I oftentimes use that dribble to maybe create another opportunity for a teammate. And then the other idea, Kevin, is if you're a great catch-and-shoot player, the pump fake and one dribble in, that's something you have to perfect to keep the defense honest in terms of their closeouts.
You know, it's going to be tough to win when you give the other team second and third opportunities to score the ball.
Over to the wing. Here's Chris. It's tipped.
Man, I saw that block coming from a mile away. Winslow really times that rejection perfectly.
Here's Johnson. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
And loving the hustle here early. I mean, they struck first on the offensive glass. And, you know, doesn't matter where you line him up. Tyler Johnson has become a playmaker. You know, had to work his way into the NBA, but he has quickly established himself. Great threat off the bench who brings instant scoring and can be a catalyst for your offense.
That's good from Johnson. And Greg with Johnson, it's that burst he plays with on the floor that makes him such an energizer.
Yeah, and for a player who isn't the biggest guard, you know, he attacks with reckless abandon. Great speed of play in the half court as well as transition, and he's really slippery and can step in if you overcommit. Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Knight kicks to Bender. Throws it up high, and Chris throws it down.
Man, it seemed like Marquise Chris was not going to be denied, and he wasn't.
41 seconds left in the first quarter. In the corner, Winslow with it, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson.
Yeah, just not good court awareness there. You cannot afford to be careless. That just leads to bad turnovers.
Now here's Dudley. Len, a screen. There's a screen. Here's Knight. Got a piece of it. Len kicks to Dudley. And it's Miami with the rebound. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
And really, you'd like to just see more from that inside game offensively. And that one, it didn't happen.
And sometimes your poor shooting from the perimeter can dictate and should dictate that you go to the inside. Tonight they didn't do it.
And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. Miami ahead as they end the first quarter on a 12-4 run. 2K Sports back to Phoenix after this. And Tyson Chandler, known for being a great teammate, a very vocal leader certainly. He talked about how important that is for an NBA locker room.
Players do the policing. Coach sets a standard, but players individually call out other players. You know, whether it be timeout, whether it be halftime, whether it be pulling guys to the side, you know, in practice. When you have that going on, you see multiple guys doing that, that's when you know you have a good team.
Don't you need a player like this of Chandler's caliber and character, Greg, to make that kind of a teamwork, you know, have that feel in the locker room, that leadership role that everybody believes in and respects?
No doubt about it, Kevin. And that weighty stature is built on experience and credentials, as you mentioned, like having that championship ring or being an all-star. But when you have it and use it that way, the coach doesn't have to worry about the locker room because Chandler has got that covered.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Heat team out there.
Hustling on that offensive glass, that's led to a number of second-chance points.
Yeah, if your opponent fails to block out, you get yourself in great position. That was the story of the first quarter for them offensively.
Bender out there with Chris. Then it's Alex Len. Then there's Jared Dudley. And it's Knight in at the point. So that's the Suns' 5 as we get into the second quarter. Now here's Dudley. Shot clock at 5. Count it. Dudley's got 5.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Johnson, the pass to Olynyk. Here's Adebayo. Unable to get that one. So Phoenix will take it the other way. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. Outside Knight. Dishes it to Dudley. Chris kicks to Len. Crystal on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
I love the low post attack on that one.
And Alex Len, the 5th overall pick from the 2013 draft, is with all young centers, Brent. He took some time to adjust to the league.
Well, he will turn 25 years old during the season, so you wonder if Phoenix's style of play is something that ends up winning out rather than what Alex Len provides for you in terms of his size, his ability down low to block shots and maybe score some points. But he's a center that still has potential.
On the free throw, no good. The Heat leading by 12. Dragic with a wide open look. The three-pointer off the mark.
Well, the defense better look up and say thanks. Leaving guys that wide open is not a recipe for success.
Over to the left wing. Stolen by Waiters. Now here's Dragic. He's guarded closely.
Well, Chris rises up, and is he playing volleyball, Kevin? He just spiked that one away.
Dudley dishes to Bender. Gets that one to fall after missing his first two. 1 for 3 from the field.
Yeah, that's pretty much a perfect pass, and that's also alliteration.
Waiters passes to Dragic. Screened by Olynyk. Back to Waiters. Whiteside sets the pick for Dragic. 4 on the shot clock. Rejected by Len. Here's Ulis. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Brooklyn.
And guys, what impressed me most was his passing. He constantly looked for the open man and found guys in great spots.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Jackson, he's checked in for the Suns. James Johnson's checked in for the Heat. Miami leading by 10. Dragic kicks to Johnson. Right side a screen. Johnson dishes to Waiters. Over Chris. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
That was some very intimidating, aggressive defense that really helped alter that shot.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Miami's Eric Spoelstra is known for his focus and his devotion to work. How does he stay centered? Yoga. He said, I like it because you have to keep your eyes on your own mat. If you're not focused on the spot in front of you, you'll fall over. And Kevin, that mindfulness translates across the board.
2 shots.
Mindfulness. That's an interesting way to look at things, D.A. Spo is a great communicator. Knows how to certainly get through to his team. The first free throw is good.
It's hard to imagine a team playing faster than Houston or Golden State, but the Suns actually do that. They push the pace. Phoenix, the 2nd highest paced team in the league last season. This team, like many other Suns teams, wants to get out and run up and down. Use those young legs to find scoring opportunities.
And he makes both free throws. And Brent, talking about pace and the Suns, of course, they're great teams in the 7 seconds or less era. What was it like playing against that kind of team?
It was incredible. Just to watch Steve Nash operate in the pick and roll like a surgeon. Anytime you gave up something on the weak side or were 2 or 4 feet away from a spot on the floor you needed to be, Steve would take advantage of that, and Amari Stoudemire would be dunking on your head. Not all that fun. But guess what, Kevin? We did end up beating him.
Now Ulis, after the missed 3 from Goran Dragic. That's it, and the Miami lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Chris.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Dragic kicks to Johnson. Waiters outside. That one falls, coming off the Johnson feed. 7 points for Dion Waiters.
It's a thing of beauty when it goes in. Waiters with his own style from deep.
Here's a screen by Chris. Over in the corner, Dudley. Kept alive. Back to Len. And it's blocked by Whiteside.
When you consider just how long and how big Whiteside is down there, it's not surprising that shot blocking is something he does well.
And Phoenix making a change here. Booker's checked in. Knocked away. And so it looks like the Suns will retain possession here. Now let's go to the 2K leaderboard to look at the teams that specialize in intimidation. In 4th, the Heat.
I mean, terrific rim protection. I mean, they rotate and help on the inside as well as anybody. And, of course, you want to keep offenses on the outside shooting jump shots, and that continues to be the goal.
5 on the clock. And that one is good. Booker's got his first 2 points.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Johnson outside. Dragic the pass to Johnson. The stupendous finish in traffic. And the Heat lead by 8.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Now, here's Ulis. He's guarded by Dragic. There's a good screen. Here's Booker. Basket made, just his second this contest. He's 2 for 7 now.
Well, Booker can mix it up. Once he's got a lane to the hoop, he jumps all over the defense there.
Johnson the screen. Right side, Dragic. Waiters against Jackson. And it's Waiters again missing.
Well, the team is still up despite him struggling, so hopefully he'll find his rhythm.
Chris kicks to Ulis. Back to Chris. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And with Marquise Chris out of University of Washington, the 8th overall pick from 2016, he took a little bit of time to get settled as a rookie, but about halfway through the season, you could see the light go on, and you could see why the team brought him in. Explosive as a 4-man and great at running the floor.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Blue shots.
He misses the free throw. And with Chris, the length and mobility that he shows at his position, Brent, something that GMs and coaches are always searching for.
Well, kind of cool that the guy just turned 20 years old during the summer. I look forward to the progress that Marquise Chris is going to make after 75 starts in his rookie season. An explosive 4-man around the rim.
He hits the second from the line.
Marquise Chris has potential oozing from his fingertips. So exciting and so athletic at that 4 spot.
Now here's Dragic. 11 points for him in that last game against Golden State. Waiters dishes to Johnson. Good D by Booker.
I give the defense a C+ on that possession, but still, I'm sure he's upset he missed.
Now here's Ulis. Defense is right there. They set the screen. Stolen by Waiters. There's Dragic with the 3. Gets that one to drop. First one of the game after 4 straight misses.
Dragic always scattering around, but that time got his feet up underneath him and knocks down the long ranger.
Chandler a screen. Inside. That shot off. Good work defensively by Whiteside.
And they continue to control the glass. The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Booker with no one around. They get it again. A second chance effort. Johnson with the block. Outside Dragic to the inside. From 6 away. No good off the back of the rim.
Perfect defense. Contesting without fouling. Exactly what you want to do, especially deep into the paint.
And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up. That'll put Tyler Ulis on the line. That's on Goran Dragic. The Suns shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
Warren's checked in for the Suns.
One shot.
Free throw good. Ulis. We see it so often. A player will languish in one system, then flourish in another. Brent, during your 14-year career, which coach's system fit you the best?
Well, I think my years in Seattle, we opened up the offense a little bit. I had the opportunity to play more of a point off guard, but I also enjoyed the structure of what Greg Popovich's system in San Antonio offered up as well. It's always interesting, Kevin, with players who are languishing on benches for other ball clubs, how general managers start to assess whether that guy can be part of something great if they were to bring him in. I had the opportunity to play for a lot of great coaches and thought that I mixed up my game enough to make it a long career.
Brandon Knight's checked in for Tyler Ulis. And Miami with a change here, too. Winslow's checked in. Here's Warren. Foul on the play. Basket count, so it'll be a three-point play chance.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
One of the players last year who made a big leap in their play and especially consistency in their playing was one TJ Warren. He picked it up on defense. That's the reason why he earned maybe a few extra minutes from Earl Watson. Ended up being a big contributor to the Suns.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Adebayo is checked in for Johnson. Rodney McGruder comes in for Dion Waiters. And it's Johnson in for Goran Dragic. And that one misses. And with Warren, a guy who wasn't really expected to do so much with any team, but now Brady is viewed as a big part of the future.
Well, I think a lot of teams were curious as to whether or not TJ Warren, coming out of North Carolina State, could be as an explosive a scorer as he was in college. And in Phoenix last year, up to 31 minutes a game, averaged about 14 per, and as a wing runner and a guy who can get into the mid-range and paint and create havoc, he had a pretty solid year.
First free throw is good.
Hassan Whiteside's journey to the NBA has been a wild one, and you can't help but root for him at this point. Out of the league for 2 entire seasons, comes back as a dominant force with the Miami Heat, and now slowly, steadily becoming one of the most consistent big men the league has to offer.
Now here's Booker. 20 points for him last game against Brooklyn.
Ball movement was critical in this game. It did not stick with any one player, so his passing was on point, and he really picked apart the defense.
Here is Whiteside. Devin Booker picking up that last basket. Whiteside sets the pick for Winslow. The three from Johnson gets the three-pointer to fall. Johnson's got 9 points. And Whiteside getting rewarded before the start of the last season. Signed a max contract with Miami, and Brent, the future of the franchise, in the middle.
Amazing that Hassan Whiteside actually became the very first player to ever go from making the league minimum to signing a maximum contract. Wow, big man and a big shift in the economics.
And that's a foul called on TJ Warren. That's his first foul. The Heat leading by 8. Now Johnson. He's got 9. Whiteside kicks to Winslow. Whiteside sets the pick for Winslow. Johnson, a wide open look.
Cooling off a bit after a nice first quarter. And he's still scoreless in this quarter. Surprising after his great start.
Booker outside. There's the screen. He feeds it to Warren. Good. A nice assist from Booker. Warren's got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
Miami's gotten half their shots from three-point range to go down in the second quarter. 3 of 6 from downtown. Johnson kicks to Whiteside. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Chandler's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Knight passes to Booker. It's Adebayo with the rebound. Adebayo's got his 5th rebound in this one.
It's just been an off night for him. That doesn't happen all that often, but the thing that you do at this point is not to push it, not to rush it. Let it come back to you. Now he's torching the D right now, hitting a high percentage of all the shots he's let fly.
The Heat shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game. And the Suns making a change here. Bender's checked in. On the free throw, no good.
And up and down this Suns roster, there is a ton of youth. One of the younger teams in our league last season, and that was weighted with Tyson Chandler's age. A lot of young players looking to make their mark here in the NBA.
Suns trail by 8. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Booker. And the shot is good. Booker's got 8.
Booker effective that time, close to the basket, taking his time to cash in.
Johnson dishes to Whiteside. Whiteside, a screen on Warren. Johnson the screen. Magruder passes to Adebayo. Clock at 6. And stolen by Booker.
And 2 for 1. That's what they'd like to get right now.
Working the clock is one element, but you also want to get as good a shot as you can.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Here's Johnson after the basket by Dragan Bender. 29 seconds left now here in the second. Winslow kicks to Johnson. 6 to shoot. Pass to Whiteside. The Heat need to get a shot off. Magruder. And again, it's the Heat missing.
He hit 1 3 in the first, but the well has been totally dry for him in the second.
Knight kicks to Bender. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Miami ahead. They lead by 4. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, how does the defense you're playing impact your offense?
It just energizes us. We have an ignitable group, and that's how we play. So we have to continue to stay the course and try to keep them off the 2-point line as best as we can.
Yeah, those runouts get your guys going. Thanks a lot, Spo. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. A tremendous game we're seeing from Hassan Whiteside. He ended up with 19 points and 1 block. Kenny, let's start with you. What'd you think about the Heat?
Really great rebounding effort, Ernie, so far. They're putting up some nice numbers in that category. That's the big difference in the first half.
Shaq, what'd you think about Phoenix?
I love it. You know why I love it, Ernie? Because they're getting the ball inside and converting, not just sitting back behind the line shooting threes. See, that's kept the defense scrambling a little bit, unable to lock in on anything. Get it in, we'll kick it back out, then you shoot it.
And that's all we can do for now. As the second half begins, we get you back to Kevin Harlan.
The streets around this beautiful arena in downtown Phoenix, the home of the Suns. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. You look at Hassan Whiteside in this game. Guys, he's everywhere.
And how about that? Already through 2 quarters and some change, he's got a double-double.
Well, it's an impressive performance thus far, but it goes beyond just his ability. Right now, he's just simply outworking the opponent.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Suns trail by 4. On the floor for Miami, Dragic and Waiters, they're the backcourt. Olynyk down low with Whiteside. And it's Richardson, and at the 3 set. Olynyk with the steal. Waiters against Booker. And Waiters kicks to Dragic. Shoots over Ulis, and Dragic with the basket on the assist by Waiters. Dragic has got the first bucket of the third here for the Heat. Now, here's Ulis. He's guarded by Dragic. And here is Ulis. Back to Chandler. And stolen by Whiteside. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Richardson's running. Not going to go that time. Now, here's Ulis. He's tightly guarded. Here's Booker. Lays it up and banks it in. Booker's got 10 points in the game.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Dragic dishes to Whiteside. Here's the teardrop. And Goran Dragic again. And the Heat lead by 6.
Terrific patience around the paint area from Dragic there. Calmly knocks one down from the interior.
That one drops for him.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Richardson with the screen on Jackson. Screen by Olynyk. Takes a 3. It's hauled in by Warren.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
To the inside. Olynyk with the steal. Waiters with the ball. Now guarded by Booker. It's Richardson on the wing. He kicks to Dragic. The shot that time, not on target. Now the Suns take it the other way. And this is their first time matched up with this year's Heat team.
Yeah, this is a great rivalry, guys. I mean, even though they're in opposite conferences, you look back and these teams have a lot of history.
You know, Brent, the one thing we've seen from Coach Earl Watson is that he has a very good working relationship with his roster. His players have always said they have the trust of their coach.
Well, that's the key buzzword for what it is that Earl Watson wants to do with this young ball club, is that he wants to grow as they grow, and he wants to know that at all times Earl Watson has their back. He wants them to have the kind of success in the league that is going to afford them everything that they want, and he never shies away about talking about those things.
And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. So for the Suns, Lenz checked in for Chandler. And Dudley subbed in for Devin Booker. The Heat also with a sub. James Johnson's checked in for Whiteside. Heat have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. There's the pick. The pass to Dragic. Johnson with a screen on Jackson. Richardson the pass to Johnson. Just 5 to shoot. And the officials call a traveling violation.
And a quick review looking at some numbers here for Lynn. He's putting up about 8 points a game, 10 rebounds, and just over 2 blocks. And he's been a rock in the middle for them over that stretch of games. Dominating the glass is his trademark.
I feel like those rebounds are wearing down and eroding the opponent. His effort right now, physically and mentally, has been good.
And now here's Chris. 10 points for him. Here's Ulis. And he misses the go-ahead basket. The Heat with the lead. And Dragic has it in the corner. Miami no good on that time either.
He really suffocated him there, guys. Just excellent work.
For the tie, Johnson with the block. And there's the foul. It'll go on Jared Dudley. That's foul number 2 for him. Miami's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Outside Dragic. Shot to stop the drought.
Young players struggle to play defense without fouling, especially bigs, and Marquise Chris defended that one well. No whistle.
Ulis kicks to Jackson. Suns moving the ball around. Here's Chris. It's good. This game is all even. Chris has got 12 points in the game.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
And slam dunk by Johnson.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. And that was Under Armour bringing you that replay. Unleash chaos. And what a play it was. Dudley's shot is good.
And you've got to give them a lot of credit for just battling back into this game.
Well, there's an ebb and a flow. They had a hard time earlier, but now, flow.
Now here's Johnson. 6 points for him. It's hauled in by the Suns. Lenz got his 5th rebound in this one. Now here's Ulis. He's guarded by Dragic. Rejected by Dragic. Johnson with it. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Jackson against Richardson. Screen by Olynyk. Here's Johnson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. James Johnson, the journeyman forward, the kind of player that can eat up minutes at either forward position, Brent, and just do whatever he has to do to contribute to the team on offense.
Again, one of the guys who last year benefited from an incredible run from the teammates around him, and his skills were on full display. At his size, puts the ball down, shoots the 3, goes in and will dunk on somebody. Played with incredible aggressive mindset last year and became a candidate for one of the league's most improved players.
And that one misses. Bender is checked in for Phoenix. Brandon Knight comes in for Ulis. And he's good on the second.
Look over the success of the Miami Heat and what their franchise has done. Started way back in 1988, still relatively young, but the team has already achieved 3 titles in that short stint.
The shot's good. 6 points for Alex Len.
And you got to love the unselfish play of Bender. When he sees a teammate wide open, he does not hesitate at all to whip the ball over to him.
Now here's Richardson. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Johnson, good. With the Heat and their success as a relatively new NBA franchise, Brent, they've been a dream model for any expansion team.
There's a lot of longtime franchises who have not seen the type of success that Pat Riley and Mickey Arison were able to accomplish down there on South Beach. So you give credit to the ownership group, the front office, and for the scouting team to go out and keep finding guys that fit the system and the culture of the Miami Heat. They continue to be impressive on all levels.
And a new group getting ready for Miami. Adebayo is checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Justice Winslow comes in for Josh Richardson. Rodney McGruder's checked in for Dion Waiters. And it's Johnson in for Goran Dragic. And here are the Heat now. Johnson dishes to Johnson. Shoots over Bender. Will not go. This is off the front iron. The Suns have gone 6 of 10 from the field in the 3rd quarter. To the paint. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That one's on Johnson.
That's just tremendous focus from Bender. Just taking the hit and still knocking down the shot.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
Brent, you played briefly with the Heat. What was it like coming to this team mid-season and getting to play with a player who is revered by Miami fans in Alonzo Mourning?
Well, the thing that I always thought about with Alonzo Mourning was the intensity with which he played with, and to watch his approach both in practice and in his preparation to get ready for big-time basketball was the most impressive part of having an opportunity to suit up with a Hall of Famer in Alonzo Mourning.
Here's Johnson. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J. Johnson's got 11 points. Knight against Johnson. The dish to Bender. Len up top. Knight passes to Chris. Shot clock at 6. Puts it up from 12. And that one goes long. Miami trailing. Winslow kicks to Johnson. Good ball movement here by Miami. Johnson the screen. Pass to Adebayo. Johnson left side for the lead. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Johnson's got 7 points for the quarter. The Suns have gone 7 of 12 from the floor since coming out of the break. Johnson against Knight. The feed now to Len. Kicks to Dudley. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, I watched Jared Dudley, and he just doesn't get enough credit for how good he is at shooting the basketball. But one of the things he does so well is he sets himself up. He anticipates the pass, and from all his experience, he knows when he gets into those open spaces that he can find his shot and find his rhythm. That finds results.
The free throw drops for Dudley. And Brent, as you said, Dudley, a player who has been around the league for a long time now and always manages to blend himself into a team very well.
Well, Jared Dudley is a professional and a guy that every coach has enjoyed having in his locker room. Understands his role, understands his limitations, still capable of knocking down three-point shots, but teams are happy to always have him as part of what they're doing.
Both free throws good from Dudley.
Well, the sun set for the Phoenix organization on the draft this year as they ended up falling out of the top 3 after a really tough season. Still, they have a lot of youth to build around for their foreseeable future.
Winslow kicks to Johnson. Passes it to Magruder. Johnson the screen. Feeds it to Winslow. Pass to Magruder. They set the pick, and they call an illegal screen here. Now we take a look here at the shot chart for the Heat.
And guys, really the story for him has been his struggles from mid-range. I mean, some of them have been rushed. Others were just tightly contested. But he has to be a lot smarter on when to pull up or when to look for a teammate going forward in terms of winning this game.
Phoenix has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And Brent, even with the bad luck in the lottery, the Suns picked up another great player to add to the likes of Chris and Booker.
Well, for a while, it seemed like the Suns were just stuck between trying to compete and then fully retooling this entire team, and that's what they did. They have committed to the youth. They also have a very young coach in Earl Watson that could get their ear, and maybe if these guys have the shared experience coming up together of not having consistent success, that if it turns around for them, something special could be brewing.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Outside Knight. Top of the key, Chris. Stolen by Winslow. And it's the Heat on the break. That one good for 2. Winslow's got his first 2 points of the night.
Sensational defense from Winslow, getting a wide open look at the hoop because of the hustle.
Knight kicks to Bender. And now here's Chris, guarded closer. Len with a screen on Johnson. Here's Knight. Johnson with the block.
Well, Tyler Johnson getting up fast to block that one.
The pull-up. They get it back.
I still love the shot selection. The defense wasn't really a factor. You need to be more aggressive guarding the mid-range.
Knight in the corner. Here's Dudley. It's hauled in by the Heat. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Johnson, the pass to Magruder. And what was that about? Not a good shot right there.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
Bender. It's Adebayo with the rebound. Adebayo's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Puts it up from 17, and there's the bucket from Magruder. Magruder's got 7 points.
I just really like how Tyler distributes the basketball, skilled at quickly getting the ball over to the open man.
Phoenix calls timeout.
Now, Tyler Johnson and his path to the NBA are quite unique. Undrafted out of college, where he played at Fresno State, comes up through the D-League, now the G-League, and plays a critical role for this Miami Heat basketball team as a force off the bench.
Some changes for Phoenix. Tyson Chandler is checked in for Alex Len. TJ Warren comes in for Chris, and it's Booker in for Jared Dudley. And Miami also making a switch. Whiteside's checked in. Now, here is Knight. He has 6, and so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. They get Hassan Whiteside.
Well, Knight as a decisive guard can be much better than when he's out there thinking through plays.
For Tyler Johnson, the journey was a quick one. In the span of about 2 years, he goes from the D-League where he played to signing a $50 million contract.
Well, I also think about, Kevin, the fact that he played in just 68 games before last season. So a ton of belief from the organization that Tyler Johnson can be that guy, capable of coming off the bench, scoring baskets, and coming right down the throat of the defense to get to the rim.
And the first one drops.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Knight hits them both. Well, Brent, you look at the front court options for the Suns, and they have a lot of youth and a lot of length, certainly. Definitely, it's going to be a strong point for the team as they rebuild.
Well, it plays into the Suns' scheme to get out and try to run in transition and not to have a lot of these young guys set up in the half court and deal with getting pushed and beat around a little bit. Once they settle in and establish their confidence playing with that style of play, maybe they can take the next step to be more consistent on the offensive end. He really suffocated him there, guys. Just excellent work.
It's deflected, and they're able to recover. And stolen by Whiteside. And the foul called on Brandon Knight. That is his first foul of the game. Stolen by Bender.
Awesome defense. Just outstanding effort to reach his big hands in there and just rip the ball away.
What a drive there. It didn't bother him at all to have a much taller defender hanging all over him.
The Suns have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line. And that one falls for Knight. 9 seconds left in the third. Johnson dishes to Whiteside. Miami no good on that time either. 3/4 of play in a close game here. Suns lead by 2. 2K Sports back to Phoenix after this. Head coach Eric Spoelstra mic'd up along the sideline. Let's check it out.
They're getting us out of stuff. Make hard cuts. Everything with force. Okay? Come on.
And there's Eric Spoelstra asking his guys to play with a little sharper mind, with a little more intense, with more vigor.
And simply put, it's about reaching another level of intensity. When they're attacking, that's when they're at their best.
We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Ulis and Booker, the 2 former Wildcats, with the backcourt. Bender out there with Warren, and it's Chandler in at the 5 spot. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Here's Magruder. Not really his range, and it's off target.
Well, he made 1 3 in the first half, but he hasn't found a way to connect again from outside during the second. Well, the defense better look up and say thanks. Leaving guys that wide open is not a recipe for success.
Now Olynyk, after Devin Booker missing on that last 3-pointer. Whiteside kicks to Winslow. Whiteside, a screen on Warren. 5 to shoot. And it's Magruder missing. Now here's Ulis. On the wing, Booker. Looking to get it going. And that comes off the assist by Ulis. Ulis has got 4 assists now tonight.
And if Booker has the defense on him inside, he can still deliver. He doesn't let that get to him.
Now a timeout called by Miami.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Now, coming out of the timeout, let's see if they go for the outside shot or if they look to go inside, try to build some confidence by seeing that ball go in.
Jackson, he's checked in for Phoenix. Then for the Heat, Josh Richardson's checked in for Justice Winslow. Dion Waiters comes in for Rodney Magruder. And it's Dragic in for Johnson. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
During that break, Eric Spoelstra had some words for his team. He knows his team is struggling tonight from the three-point line, so he told them to go for more quality shots inside. We're shooting way too many threes, he said. No more Hail Marys. Let's get inside to the post. Back to you guys.
Got to respect the mid-range play of Goran Dragic right there. The left-handed point guard strokes it well.
Jackson kicks to Ulis. Chandler outside. Back to Ulis. Shoots over Dragic. And there's Ulis on the assist by Chandler. Ulis has got the lead up to 6 now for the Suns. Dragic the pass to Waiters. Whiteside dishes to Dragic. Hits it from three-point range. Dragic has got 5 points in the quarter.
You know, you hear that A word all the time, aggressive, and sometimes just being that can turn your game around. He's been that in the second half, their go-to guy here.
Now, here's Ulis, stolen by Waiters. Fast break, here they come. Shoots from 12. Here's Whiteside, rebounded by Jackson. Suns leading by 3. There's Ulis. It's Chandler high post. Chandler is screen. And Booker kicks to Chandler. And Chandler throws it down.
How about Devin Booker scanning the floor and finding the right option?
Miami's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Dragic the pass to Whiteside. Back to Dragic. Oh, Whiteside in position.
Always tough to work the closer you get to the basket. Nice job of finding an angle on the pass there.
For Phoenix, they've gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Ulis dishes to Jackson. Shoots it up. And Whiteside sends it back. Richardson kicks to Dragic. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Even though he's one of the smallest guys right now on the floor, Dragic knows how to play big when he gets down low. You wonder if all the injuries last year allowed Goran Dragic the opportunity to return to some of his early form that we saw in Phoenix. Open court style of play, playing with speed and pace and some room to create. What a recovery year it was for him.
And that one falls for Dragic. And last season, Dragic did step up to a larger role for his offense. Brenny took more shots and played more minutes.
Well, I think stylistically, because Dwayne Wade wasn't with the Miami Heat, and what it was that happened with that incredible run they had, the floor was open, the space was available, and Dragic ended up becoming a much more effective offensive weapon.
That one goes in, and that's now 9 points for Tyler Ulis.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Waiters passes to Dragic. Right side a screen. Waiters on the wing. Defended by Booker. And with that shot, the Suns' lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from Dragic.
Are we sure that's the same player, guys? He looks completely different. What confidence he's playing with, and look how engaged he is on both ends.
Now, here's Ulis. On the wing, Booker. He's guarded by Waiters. 6 on the shot clock. Three-pointer. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Heat shooting around 40% from the floor here. Outside, Dragic. Olynyk sets a screen for Dragic. Kicks it out to Richardson. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Dragic has got 5 assists tonight.
And nice court vision from Dragic there to get a great look at the bucket.
Now, here's Ulis. Booker outside. Rebound by Olynyk. Olynyk's got 4 rebounds in this game. Richardson with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Dishes it to Olynyk. Dragic kicks to Whiteside. Olynyk has the open look. The three-pointer no good.
And they still need to step up just a little bit. They have the lead, but he needs to find himself out there.
A nice shot by Booker.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Miami's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Right side a screen. And Waiters kicks to Whiteside. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. Whiteside's got 23.
Not sure if physically you can put Whiteside's game in a nutshell. A guy who hustles and tracks down hard rebounds and then turns them into easy points for his team.
Here's Booker, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And there's the call. Miami with the foul. And more, it's looking like Devin Booker, the 13th pick in the 2015 draft, is going to be one of the biggest steals of that draft class.
And he's one that all GMs are looking at, and they wish they could have a redo. I mean, Booker was very young when he entered the draft, and some teams maybe shied away from that. But clearly he's shown that he could be one of the best players in that class.
And he knocks down the first one.
Devin Booker is flat out a scoring machine. He shoots a pretty decent percentage from everywhere on the floor.
James Johnson's checked in for Miami. Both free throws good from Booker. Scoring has never been an issue for Booker, but as he grows into a bigger role, Brent, on this team, you'll want him to do more than just score.
Of course, a remarkable shooter. You'd like his shot selection to get better. You'll wonder, as this team grows and grows around what Devin Booker has in terms of his potential, where it is that he can go.
Oh, man, just beast mode on the glass there. He was not going to be denied on that play.
So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Booker being very active right now on the offensive end. Terrific at getting the defense to knock him around on the way up.
The first one falls.
I don't think anybody around the league does this, but a lot of fans do. Eric Spoelstra won 2 championships while in Miami as the head coach of the Heat. Of course, he had the big 3, but he was the one that orchestrated and got those guys to work things out to become title contenders for the years they were together.
Both free throws good from Booker. And Brent, I was looking up what you said about Spoelstra and his multiple NBA titles. Less than 15 coaches ever have done that.
I mean, you're an incredibly special coach to be on that kind of list, and you feel like Eric Spoelstra doesn't quite get the recognition from the general NBA public, certainly amongst the coaching ranks. These guys look at what Eric Spoelstra was able to do with that roster and marvel at the young guys' efforts and exploits during that time. Right now he is locked in. He's getting great shots, and he's burning the D in a variety of ways.
Ulis dishes to Chandler. Back to Ulis. Chandler with the screen on Dragic. Ulis passes to Chandler. And stolen by Whiteside. Waiters outside. With a step back. Off the left rim and out.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Warren on the wing. Phoenix no good that time either. The Heat have gone 8 of 16 from the field in the fourth, exactly 50%. And Waiters kicks to Dragic. Johnson against Warren. Johnson dishes to Waiters. Good ball movement here by Miami. Right side a screen. Waiters passes to Whiteside. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Whiteside's got 10 points here in the second half.
It's been their Achilles heel defensively. They just have not been able to control that backboard.
Here's Jackson. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
Yeah, defense timed that out perfectly. Love the aggressiveness, and then they changed the shot's direction.
Here's Ulis. And Chandler throws it down.
And Chandler's experience shining through right now for his ball club.
Now here's Waiters. He dishes it to Dragic. Back to Waiters. Whiteside sets the pick for Waiters. Here's Dragic. They get it back. Goes back up. Here's Whiteside. Tries yet again. And Chandler sends it back. And here is Ulis. Booker outside. To tie it up. Yes! And the foul. It goes on Dion Waiters.
That's got to feel good. A guy who can score, stepping up and hitting buckets, as important as that one.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him.
And not a single free throw attempt in that first half, but he has been far more active since the break and drawn some fouls.
Dragic kicks to Richardson. Johnson dishes to Whiteside. Over Chandler. Whiteside, the pass to Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Here's Dragic. Misses off the right iron.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Booker with it, and it's Waiters picking him up. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Waiters.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
Like the aggressiveness and a great effort just to get a hand on it.
Phoenix calls timeout.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Devin Booker.
And guys, this really has been his night. He's done a lot of things well, but his scoring really put him over the top. You can see how determined he's been every time he's gotten his hands on the ball. Great drive and also great focus offensively.
On defense, they eat. With the tip, it's good on the putback.
Hard work and soft hands. Guys, that's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip in. Here's Waiters after the made shot from Tyson Chandler. Right side a screen. And Waiters kicks to Dragic. Over Ulis. Dragic with another miss.
Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
Yeah, I hope it hasn't gone to his head. He may be trying too hard at this point. He's been an absolute marksman the entire second half. Hard to imagine what anyone can do right now to slow him down.
There's 1:26 left here in the fourth quarter. Chandler against Whiteside. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Dragic. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Suns leading by 5. Here's Jackson, and that comes off the assist by Ulis. 6 points for Josh Jackson.
And doing their best to maximize possessions, just staying focused with this lead.
Well, it isn't much, but they've been able to capture some of the momentum of this game and increase their advantage.
Chandler with the block. Warren kicks to Jackson. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. And now a 9-point Phoenix lead.
And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
And you could just see everything coming together like a perfect storm, and they just rolled on through.
Olenek is checked in for the Heat. There's 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
And really, the improvement as a finisher is noticeable for Kelly Olynyk.
Chandler with a screen for Ulis. It's stolen by Dragic.
It'd take a miracle at this point.
Right, with this deficit and this late in the game, their time has already passed. With time in this one running out, Goran Dragic shows some guts, taking and making the shot.
And it's Phoenix's ball. They're on a 13-4 run right now. And now we've got the intentional foul. So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. So it gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
And those attempts right now at the charity stripe are helping them pull away.
Now a timeout called by Miami. They trail by 7. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Johnson. The pass to Adebayo. Winslow kicks to Magruder. Johnson, that's for 2. Yes! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
The heart of a Lion and the heart of Tyler Johnson. Remarkable at coming up big when the team needs it.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And so he drops them both. It's a 7-point game. 12 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Dragic kicks to Waiters. Lets the 3 fly. Doesn't go for him. So the Suns win it. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
And that about wraps it up. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.